Hey guys, if you're going to enjoy today's video, I would appreciate it if you leave a like, and if you're new to the channel, watch the video, see if you like it. If you do, I would appreciate it if you subscribe. And also, I'm posting episode 2 of Teardown. It should be live on my second channel today. If you have seen episode 1, it gets crazier than that, and I have enough footage for episode 3 and 4, which are in the works right now, so if you're excited to see that, let me know. And once again, you don't have to see episode 1 to understand what's happening in episode 2. It's just me breaking stuff. It's just me breaking stuff, and it's the physics are amazing. They don't make sense, but they are amazing. So I'd appreciate it if you check that out. And if you haven't seen my second channel, there should be a link in the top right leading to one of those videos or maybe to the homepage. I would appreciate it if you check it out. There's a lot of cool games that I'm going to be playing on there. Anything you guys really want me to. If you have a cool game that you'd like me to play, leave it in the comments of that channel and I'll see if I can get around to it. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And then yeah, I had to do it to him, okay? Oh, hey there. Yeah, my name is Shrady, and we're doing Pokemon, except it's different now. You know why? REMIX! How cringy can I possibly be? We will find out in the next episode of whatever the f we're doing here. Yeah, so subscribe. Sometimes I truly wonder why you guys stick around here, so I apologize for that. Any newcomers that are watching my video that probably already clicked off, welcome! This is my Shrady channel. This is where I go to out-cringe myself. I look at my previous videos and I say, how could I be extra cringy? How could I be more cringy than past Shrady? Cringe meter, right now, you guys let me know. 1 to 10. 1 to 10. Let me know in the comments how cringy was this intro, because I would imagine it's probably pretty high on the cringe meter. So anyway, what's the intro I usually do? The I thing, and then this. Yeah, welcome to the channel. So we're talking about Pokemon Go, the Remix Cup. And the Remix Cup, if you haven't heard, which you probably have most likely, they banned the most used Pokemon. So I'll put this up on the screen most likely, but the banned Pokemon that they have chosen were Venusaur, Raichu, Alolan Raichu, Marowak, Alolan Marowak, Azumarill, Umbreon, Skarmory, Swampert, Galvantula, Stunfisk, Galarian Stunfisk, and Talonflame. So how many Raichus have you seen going to Go Battle League? Is there some, like, who is using that many Raichus? I don't think I've seen a single Alolan Raichu or Kanto Raichu this entire season. Everything else, I believe it. That's enough of that. So anyway, those Pokemon are banned, and you would think that it wouldn't change the meta that much, but you would be wrong. It's going to change the meta quite a bit. The meta is going to be heavily centered around fighting, steel, and kind of a mixture of counter users. A lot of counter users, and then my favorite, dark types. There's going to be lots of dark types, and you better believe that old Shrady is going to be building a few double dark teams this season. So look out. If you go up against me, make sure you bring a triple charmer team, and you'll be able to have bragging rights that you beat Shrady. Alright, so you guys can take a look at the meta yourself on pvpoke.com, and shout out to pvpoke. Those guys are awesome that work over there, and I'm glad they finally have ads on their website, because they deserve the money, because they've been doing this for free for a very long time. So let's take a look at some teams that I'm going to be, I really think these teams are going to be strong in the meta, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Here we go. Let's check them out. So we got 3 teams here that I got for you guys, and these are all going to be, I believe, very, very strong teams. The first one I came up with is Defense Deoxys, Sableye with Return, and then Wigglytuff. The reason I did all this is if you look at Defense Deoxys's matchups on PvPoke, Defense Deoxys is probably, at least in my opinion, the most overpowered Pokemon for this league. It is an amazing lead. It's an amazing close. Well, it's a halfway decent closer, and it's an amazing safe switch as usual. I'm honestly, if this Pokemon was readily available to more people, it would be on the banned list, guaranteed. But they haven't been in raids since 2018, for f***'s sake. No one likes Niantic, except for Niantic. Niantic sniffs its own farts. Alright, so next team, we've got Medicham Double Ice, including a Powder Snow, Alolan Ninetales, and Frostlass. I think Frostlass is going to be pretty underrated. There's not going to be many fire types at all. So you can bet that some of the ice types are going to be doing a lot better, including everybody's favorite Alolan Ninetales that you see in every ace and veteran rank ever. So in these battles, I'm going to be using Powder Snow, Weather Ball, and Dazzling Gleam on Alolan Ninetales, and the reason being is because I'm using it as a safe switch, and Charm Alolan Ninetales is not great on the safe switch, especially if a Steel type comes in. And then the last team, I feel like this last team is going to be your basic meta line. This would have been a basic meta line in the preseason, Season 1, Season 2, even Season 3, maybe even Season 4. This is what you're looking at, BBML. So, yeah. Nothing much to say about that team. Registeel is coming back. I don't know if you guys have been playing Go Battle League for very long, but in the preseason, Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, Registeel was insanely strong up until my best friend, my one true love, Galarian Stunfisk, entered the picture. Registeel was your go-to Steel type, and then Galarian Stunfisk came in and said,
"Nah, dog, I'm a Steel type that beats Registeel."
And then everybody hated that, and then they publicly burned Galarian Stunfisk in a pit. I'm going to cut that whole portion out. Yeah, so I did some battles with two of my patrons. So shout out to Edward O'Neill as well as King Edward, Mr. Wick. So Mr. Wick, aka King Edward in the Discord. So you guys are very, very awesome. And once again, shout out to all my patrons. You guys are seriously amazing. I know I say it all the time, but I really, really appreciate it. Like, it still boggles my mind that people would actually want to monetarily support me. You know, but I really do appreciate you guys. And yeah. Enough of the wholesome nonsense. Let's take a look at these battles. First battles we're going up against, I actually don't remember who I put first here. Alright, so we're going to be using the first team, going up against Edward O'Neill. Alright, so Defense Deoxys into a Kanto Shadow Ninetales. Shadow Ninetales, that's actually really cool. I don't have a Shadow one, but I might use a regular Ninetales to see how it goes. But watch this. Defense Deoxys OP. Once again, you're going to see here tanks a Weather Ball, NB Delio, and then I'm going to be going for the Rock Slide, which will hit for super effective damage. I don't think it'll fully take out the Kanto Ninetales, but it'll do a lot. So he does decide to shield, and he will get to the second Weather Ball before I get to my second Rock Slide. And then in classic Niantic fashion, I am going, and I'm going to throw the Rock Slide, and it looked fine in the sped up version, but yeah, my game stuttered a lot, and I knew the catch was coming, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. You can't caught a Rock Slide on a Jump Bluff. Another Pokemon that I feel like is going to be underutilized. Grass types are not going to be doing too well in this meta. Lots of Ice and lots of Steel, so Grass types are not looking too great. The reason I went into my Wigglytuff here was because Wigglytuff is going to have a tough time against Kanto Ninetales, and I no-shield this. And I actually was ready to go down there because I wanted to save my shield, but it was actually an Aerial Ace, so I'm actually able to survive. He comes back in with the Kanto Ninetales. Both Ice Beam and Play Rough are resisted because of that fire typing, but I do get his shield, and he's farming me down. So this is okay. I think I come in with the Sableye and look to get ahead on energy. Actually, I don't remember what I did here, to be honest. Come back in with the Defense Deoxys, and he switches into a Lantern. Okay, so Sableye hopefully can close this game out. And I know the Kanto Ninetales either has a charge move or is close to the charge move. So I actually let this Thunderbolt come through because I know I can survive it. And by the way, this is an XL Sableye, but it doesn't have great stats. I think it's like level 43 or something like that and best buddied. So going for the return here because it does way more damage than Foul Play. Look at that. Lantern is tanky too. So, and then I was hoping to get to the farm down without having to shield, but unfortunately I have to shield. But by God's gracious hands, I was gifted a Foul Play. So I should be able to throw this at the Ninetales. And I don't know if Sableye wins that CMP tie. I'm not actually sure if he had a charge move or not. But either way, able to take that win. Pretty close battle. These were mostly close battles here. Into the next battle. This time we're using the Medicham Double Ice team. So let's see how this one goes. Alright. So picking up a very neutral lead here, but it is favorable for Medicham if you can land the Psychic. So let's see if I can land the Psychic. Oh yeah, and I'm using Psychic and Ice Punch. The only reason I'm using that moveset is because that's what it said on PV Poke. I was trying to build a very strong team for you guys, so I'm not using any Spice. Alright, so I'm actually coming in with the Alolan dude here. And since he took a while to switch out, I am like stacked. I've got buckets of energy here, at least 3 buckets. After throwing the Weather Ball, I've got 2 buckets. And I'm going for a second Weather Ball, and he is down on shield. So if he shields this, I'm going to be in a 2-to-1 or 2-to-0 situation. I get the last shield, and then he's going for the... Okay, he throws, and I call this. I was like, I bet he goes for a Dragon Claw, because I'm very low. But Dragon Claw is double resisted, so that's actually a pretty risky bait. So I'm actually able to get to this Weather Ball here to take out the Charizard. This is actually very fortunate for me, because I have 2 ice types, and that Charizard would actually decimate the back line. Charizard actually is it's a core breaker for this team. Alright, so he comes in with the Poliwrath, and I am going for the Dazzling Gleam, and he does an amazing catch on his Lantern. That was a huge... Oh yeah, nice sack, bro! Nice sack, bro! And then I saw an opportunity here to go for a 2-shield flex. I'm very sorry, Edward. Please don't take offense to this. I literally can't help myself. Every time I have an opportunity to choose 2-shield flex, I literally can't stop myself. I might be, to be honest. I might friggin' be. Alright, so come in with the Frost Ice here. Frost Ice is going to do pretty well up against Poliwrath, because Ice Punch and Dynamic Punch are both single resisted here. So I tanked the first Dynamic Punch, and I realized I might actually go down to a second one. And this Shadow Ball is not going to KO, because Poliwrath is pretty tanky, surprisingly, even in the Great League. So there it is. And then, yeah. I had to do it. I had to do it to him, okay? Put the meme on the screen. I had to do it, Edward. I am very sorry. I am very, very sorry. But yeah, able to take that win. But I definitely had the advantage there when it came to getting shields early. And Frostlass is an absolutely amazing closer, even in this meta. Alright, so picking up a obviously very neutral lead, but both of us are doing super effective damage with the Dragon Breath. There's multiple ways you can play this, but I was trying to catch a Sky Attack on my Registeel there. This last team that I'm using is in classic ABB fashion. These are all pretty much ABB teams, except for maybe the first one. The first one's an ABC team. But this team I'm using here, both Pokemon in the back are weak to fighting. What a surprise. It's my favorite type of team. And the Pokemon in the lead, Altaria, resist fighting because of that flying typing. So I bait out a Jellicent, and this is a really good matchup for Jellicent because the Lock-Ons and the Focus Blast are double resisted, and the Flash Cannon is single resisted. So I actually got a shield with the first one, which I'm surprised because it doesn't do too much damage, but that's pretty beneficial for me. And now he's going to be throwing another Shadow Ball here, and if it's a Bubble Beam, I'm going to be looking pretty good, but he does throw a Shadow Ball, and that takes me out. And now I'm going to come back in with the Altaria. Altaria can do pretty well here, but I'm assuming I don't know if he does or not, but I was guessing he had Ice Beam. So he actually comes back in with the Altaria here. And I'm going to go for the Sky Attack to most likely get a shield. I do get the shield, and now I should be able to get to this next Sky Attack as long as I shield this one, because I am ahead on energy, because I was farming up on the Jellicent for a second. Alright, so I'm going to go for the Sky Attack here, and this is going to take out the Altaria. I go for it right away, because the Dragon Breaths are super effective, and they would be taking me out if I wait too long. So that's going to be taking out the Altaria, and he's going to be coming back in with the Jellicent here, and Jellicent is also going to do halfway decent up against Vigoroth. And he does throw, so it's a smart play because I would have got to a Sky Attack there. And we'll get to see if he has Ice Beam. He does have Ice Beam. Alright, so Vigoroth is going to get... this is going to be okay. The counters are double resisted, and the Body Slam is double resisted, but Ice Beam does hit for neutral here. Oh, he throws a Shadow Ball on accident, so that's okay for me. And his last Pokemon is a Shiftry, so unfortunately I kind of had him... not hard countered, but I have him pretty countered here. My closer is going to beat his closer, so that's pretty unfortunate. So all I have to do here is shield the Leaf Blade, and then the counter's doing super effective damage here because of the Dark typing on Shiftry, and I should be able to counter down. There we go. And I know I survive an Ice Beam, so I just went for the Bulldoze here because it's a for sure KO here because Bulldoze hits for neutral, Body Slam is double resisted. So I'm able to take out the Jellicent and able to win that game. So very nice battles, Edward. I really do appreciate the battles. Means a lot to you guys means a lot for you guys to help me out like this. And the next set of battles here, we're going up against King Edward. King Edward has been featured on the channel multiple times here. So let's see how this goes. I did 6 battles with King Edward, so let's see how it goes. Alright, this first time using the first team up there, DD, Sableye, and Wigglytuff. Pick up a very neutral, well, Rock Slide does hit for super effective damage here, so this is pretty favorable for Defense Deoxys, and to be honest, almost every matchup for Defense Deoxys is favorable for Defense Deoxys. If you don't have one, I'm very sorry. because it's a good Pokemon. It's a good Pokemon. All right, so he was going straight Weather Ball here. I would recommend baiting a Dazzling Gleam because I don't have to shield the first 2 Weather Balls, and I'll be able to get to this Rock Slide. Oh, that's the lag. This is the battle with the lag. There you go. You got to see. So he's able to catch a very nice catch and catches a Rock Slide on a Shiftry. And now I'm going to be coming in with a Wigglytuff here, and I decide to let this Leaf Blade go, but that's a questionable decision. It does a lot. Shiftry hits very hard. But the super effective charms are able to take that out the Shiftry very quickly. And he comes back in with the Alolan Ninetales. And I think I decided to shield this because I should be able to do a lot of damage here with the charms. And I don't even think a Weather Ball KOs. I know he's going to get to another one here. So I think now it KOs with the Powder Snows. So I'm going to let this go. That's fine. I want to save my shields for Sableye because Sableye should be able to close this game relatively well depending on what's in the back. And the Shiftry is gone, so Sableye is a little bit safer pretty much because Dark types do pretty well up against Sableye. And it's a Registeel, so this is actually looking pretty rough here. Registeel is going to do halfway decent here, but the Lock-Ons are double resisted and the Focus Blast is single resisted, but Flash Cannon hits heavy neutral damage here. Trying to catch the Flash Cannon on the Defense Deoxys, but King Edward, he held onto his energy, so very smart. Obviously, I'm going to have to shield this, and so I should be able to go for a Foul Play here. He doesn't have any Pokemon to get a Sack Swap on, so I know I wasn't 100% sure, but I was pretty sure that I survive Flash Cannon. I was really hoping that I did. Because if I survive it, even with a sliver of HP, the Lock-Ons are double resisted and they don't do much damage. And I do survive, and I'm like, get to the Foul Play, get to the Foul Play. And then I get some lag, right? I'm getting to the Foul Play, so that's wonderful. Anytime it's raining in game, it just stutters constantly all the time. When it's snowing, same thing. Niantic, I know you're not listening because you don't care. You don't care about me. But if one of you guys that works for Niantic, just please turn the weather thing off. I know it's like, it's not immersive. I know it's supposed to be immersive, but it's not. Turn it off because it makes the game broken as hell when we're doing our battles. Alright, so I pick up a positive lead here up against the Diggersby. I'm going to be able to hit for super effective with the counters as well as Ice Punch, but Diggersby, he'd be thick though. I was trying to catch an Earthquake here, but instead I'm about to catch these hands. And it's a Hyper Beam. It's a Hyper Beam. He didn't have to do it, but he did it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to do it, but he did it. Alright, so comes out with the Frostlass. Frostlass is going to do pretty good here, but I don't know. We're both going to do pretty good against each other. So I actually shield that because the Powder Snows are resisted on my side as well as on his side. I'm going to be baiting here with the Weather Ball, hoping that I can get to a Dazzling Gleam, but something tells me that I'm going to die instantly. So that's exactly what happened. Even though I could have thrown the Weather Ball, I decided to die. So Frostlass is going to do pretty well up against the team I have built here. So I actually come in with my own Frostlass, which is a questionable decision. Frostlass is going to be able to hit for super effective damage on both my Frostlass as well as the Medicham. And he does have a shield, so this is not looking good. And I go straight for the Shadow Ball because if I go for the Avalanche, he's going to get to a Shadow Ball before I can get to a second charge move. So I have to just stay in and go down with dignity here. And this is looking pretty bad. And he Hyper Beamed me just to add insult to injury. But he didn't have to do that. But I respect it. All right, so I'm going for the Psychic, and this should be taking out the Frostlass. If it doesn't, I am Boneede. Boneede. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. All right, so his last Pokemon is an Escavalier, which again, Escavalier is going to be pretty underrated for this, and I'm pretty sure he tried to Sack Swap there. But instead he's about to catch these hands, you know what I'm saying? And then there it goes, Ice Punch takes him out, and this is going to be a GG because he's going to be able to get to a Mega Horn, and Mega Horn is going to do neutral damage, and it's going to do a lot of it. Escavalier, once again, underrated Pokemon for this cup. I would suggest if you have an Escavalier built, build a team around it because it looks pretty damn good. It's got Counter, which is the best fast move in the game. It's got Mega Horn, Aerial Ace. It's got Drill Run. It's got Acid Spray. It's got everything you need. It's a Swiss Army knife. All right, so picking up a positive lead here, but my backline, this is an ABB team, right? So my backline is going to absolutely get annihilated by a Machamp, and my purpose of this team was to bait out a Machamp. So instead of baiting it out, I have it already in the lead, and he decides to stay in, which is telling me that he's got something else weak to Altaria, because I just farmed him all the way down by shielding once, and there it is. He's got an Obstagoon, so Obstagoon is also going to do pretty poorly here because the counters are resisted. I missed Bubbles because the game is a piece of and I'm going to be able to hit for neutral damage here with the Sky Attack. And I'm going to get a shield here, most likely. There it is, getting the shield. And now I switch into my Vigoroth here to catch him off guard. And I call this. I figured he was going to be going for a Night Slash here. Most of the time, people are going to be running Gunk Shot. Not always though, so be careful. He comes in with a Mew, and I'm assuming this Mew has Flame Charge and not Wild Charge, which is why he did not come in with the Obstagoon there. All right, so I don't shield this, and if it's Flame Charge, I think I survive. It is a Flame Charge, and I survive. The Shadow Claws are double resisted, so I'm going to be able to get a shield here or take out the Mew with this Body Slam. Vigoroth, definitely the best safe switch in this cup, 100%, and it's not that hard to find. It's not like Defense Deoxys. If you guys have a Vigoroth, best safe switch. Seriously, #1 safe switch. You didn't hear it from me, but I mean, you did. You did hear it from me, but you didn't. You know what I mean? Don't go sharing it and be like, hey, Shrady said this. No, I don't want that on my skin or on my back. All right, so I shield a Flame Charge like a fool. I'm just kidding. I thought it was Wild Charge. And then he comes in with the Obstagoon, and I'm going to be able to take him out with the Sky Attack here. So, unfortunately, kind of hard counter City there. Although, he did have 2 counter users, and both of my Pokemon in the back are weak to fighting. So I think, honestly, it was only because he led Shadow Machamp. If he put Shadow Machamp as his closer and Obstagoon as his safe switch, I would have had a much, much tougher time there. Alright, so picking up a negative lead here, but we are doing neutral damage with the counters. This is the double ice team here, and I'm able to catch on the Ninetales. I was really hoping this was a foul play. But yeah, he's got Aerial Ace, which would have hit for super effective on the Medicham. And since this is an ABB team, I'm trying to bait out his best fighting type counter. And like a fool, I shield this. This is not something you should shield here. You should let that go and go back in with the Medicham. And I bait with an Weather Ball here, which again, questionable decision. But Dazzling Gleam would hit for super effective, and it would be taking him out. But I know that I'm not going to get to another one because I don't want to spend both shields here on the safe switch. My purpose is only to bait out the fighter, so I shouldn't have shielded that at all. So I baited out the fighter, and now I come in with the Medicham. And I don't shield anything. Pass Shraydee. Do not shield anything. Let it come through. Good. He actually did it. I can't believe it. He actually did it. Alright, so Ice Punch. So very nice. That's going to hit for neutral damage, and he goes down to 1 counter because Medicham also pretty goddamn OP. Alright, so I'm going to be throwing an Ice Punch here because it does hit Mandibuzz for super effective damage. And like I said, the counters are hitting for neutral because Dark takes super effective from and Flying resist. And I'm trying to count his Snarls, but apparently I was not doing it properly. So I'm counting the Snarls, and once he gets to the 4th one, I switch to the Frostlass, and he actually expected the switch there, so that was a heads-up play on King Edward's side. So he not bait out a Whiscash, but he comes out with his Whiscash, and I'm going to do pretty well here. I do pretty well against Whiscash, and I'm assuming that he's going to leave it all up to his Mandibuzz, so I go straight for the Shadow Ball. That's why I went for the heavier hitting mood, but he actually decides to shield that Shadow Ball, which is pretty good for him. He would actually survive a Shadow Ball, which is something I did not know until after this battle. He goes for Mud Bomb, which it wouldn't take me out, but it would come close, and there's the lag that we're all just waiting for to happen, you know? Alright, so I'm going for the Shadow Ball because shields are down. Does a crap load of damage, and I'm going to be going down to a Mud Bomb here, and this is going to be rough. R-U-F-F, rough. It actually did not take me out, and I come in with the Medicham, and like I said, I know he's got at least 1 Aerial Ace here, but I didn't think he had 2. And I'm going, and I went for the Farm Down. Did you see that? I went for the Farm Down. I could have thrown that Ice Punch, but I went for the Farm Down because I didn't think he had enough for 2 Aerial Aces, but he did. So if I would have just thrown the Ice Punch, I think I would have won that game. But unfortunately, Shrady is a dumbass, as we all know. So he was able to lose that game because of his stupidity. Alright, picking up a... Ooh, Sunny Cast Form. And I remember this battle. Okay, so I'm using the first team there, the DD, Sableye, and Wigglytuff, and... I don't know if I mentioned this, but my Sableye and my Medicham are both XL, but you don't have to have an XL one for it to work in the same fashion. Alright, so I bait out a Wigglytuff, and I immediately thought that this was going to be a double Charmer team, and I get a shield, which is not good. I wanted to land the Rock Slide there to do a lot of damage, so I can go into my own Wigglytuff, and he double shields, so I'm like, King Edward, why? Why are you shielding this? But I did do a lot of damage with the counters. Counters hit for a neutral on Wigglytuff because Fairy Resist and Normal takes super effective from fighting. And he's going to be going for the Ice Beam, and I'm pretty much just going to shield this and farm all the way down, getting more stuttering because the game is a piece of crap. Absolutely wonderful. So I got both shields there, so that's okay. And then I went for the wrong charge move. I definitely want to be going for Play Rough here. These are both resisted, but Play Rough is going to do quite a bit more damage because you get stab on it, and it is a better move. Well, it's about the same amount of... It's about the same. But Play Rough gets stabbed coming from Wigglytuff. Alright, so now... I think I come in with the Defense Deoxys, which is probably a mistake. No, I come in with the Sableye. Okay, that makes sense. And then I tanked the first one? No, I shield the first one because he does have a lot of energy here. And he comes in with his last Pokemon, which is a Politoed, and I'm trying to catch on my Defense Deoxys, and I actually am able to catch, which is good because he could have been going for the Blizzard there since my shields are down, but I was able to catch the Weather Ball instead. Alright, so I'm going for the return here. This is going to do way more damage than a Foul Play does, and boom! There it is. I did the Zionic thing. Everybody get mad at me in the comments for copying Zionic. I've had that happen to me before, so you would be surprised. Okay, so I'm actually able to farm down, which is very fortunate for me. And I'm getting to the Foul Play, and my game stuttered, so I overfarmed by one Shadow Claw. Absolutely wonderful, but still able to land the Foul Play and take out the Sunny Cast Form. So GG, King Edward, very nice battle. And Sunny Cast Form, I'm excited to see some of that in the Go Battle League. That would be cool to see. Alright, so into the last, I think this is the last battle with my BBML, and I pick up the best possible lead I can find for this team, which is well, it's not the best, but any kind of Razor Leaf user is very, very good. So he comes out with a Hypno, and I was trying to catch on my Registeel, but instead, I'm about to catch these hands, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, the lead Pokemon was very good, and Altaria also beats Hypno. Just because, unless they have Ice Punch, we beat Hypno. So he's going straight Thunder Punch here, which is telling me that he might have Ice Punch or something. I'm not exactly sure. But he doesn't have Fire Punch, clearly, so I'm going for the Flash Cannon here. And the good thing about Registeel versus Hypno is you don't really have to shield a thing. If they go for Shadow Ball, you might have to shield a Shadow Ball, but he's going straight Thunder Punch here, so I'm just going to let these come through. And I almost lagged to death. Did you see that? Almost lagged to death there. Our switch timers are off kilter, so I'm still stuck in here against this Machamp, and I land it. Okay, I land the Flash Cannon. That does a lot of damage to Shadow Machamp. So I'm going to be coming in here with the Altaria, and I know he's not getting to no Rock Slide, so I let this come through. It takes 5 counters to get to a Cross Chop and 7 to get to a Rock Slide, so if you're as long as you're counting those counters, you should be able to know whether or not to shield that. And he comes back in with the Vileplume, and this is looking very, very rough for King Edward. He's trying to run some Spice, and I am running the most basic Bish meta line that I could possibly think of. And I come in with my Vigoroth, and unfortunately, I think I'm going to do it to him. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to do it to him. And I'm pretty sure King Edward found that out because he undercharged that Thunder Punch and then stopped attacking, which made me feel really bad for what I did here, which is 2 Shield Flex on him. So yeah, I am sorry about that, King Edward. I 2 Shield Flexed on both of them. These people they're giving me money. They're giving me a job, and I'm out here 2 Shield Flexing on them. What the hell's wrong with me? Yeah, it's a long list. It's a long list. Oh, and by the way, Clapton Caveman, we got the mics set up. So Jeeves is over there in the peanut gallery, adding comments as she wishes. So I do want to give a huge shout out to the 2 patrons at King Edward. Well, they're both named Edward, so we'll just go with the Edwards. Thank you, you guys. Seriously, it means a lot to me for you to help me out, you know, to make this video, and also just to support me. It just, you know, it's crazy. It still is crazy to me. So we'll make sure in the outro here, I always put the patrons' names in the outro so you guys can see all my patrons. I want to give them the respect that they deserve, because this community, like, if you guys haven't been to the Discord, check out, there's a link here. We'll go over here real quick. We really do. We love you guys. But the link for the Discord is right above my head here, and if you want to just copy and paste it or click one, there's one in the description, and it's in the description of all of my videos. So feel free to join the Discord. The community is absolutely amazing. I am so happy to be a part of it. One of my patrons, Running Froggy, had an idea to start a channel in the Discord about mental health, so people could have like a safe place to go and talk about some, you know, shit that they've been dealing with and whatnot, because a lot of us deal with mental health issues, and I feel like the best way to deal with it is to be a part of a community and talk to people and have friends and be able to talk about it and not have to hide it. So if you guys are interested in that, by all means, go check out the Discord and check out the general health discussion channel, and also make sure to read the discussion rules as well, because we don't want people going in there and, you know, pretending to be therapists and psychiatrists and whatnot. It's just a place to go and have a community to talk to, that's all. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd appreciate you leaving a like down below, and if you're new to the channel, I would appreciate it if you subscribe, but only do so if you truly enjoyed the content. So thank you guys for stopping by, and what am I doing? What? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Look, I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. That was a hilarious joke. I bet every single person is out there laughing right now. Look, part of having a YouTube channel is being able to publicly shame yourself for being a dumbass. And that's what I do every single day, baby, and I get paid for it. So hell yeah. Oh man, you would think that I would be embarrassed about all the crap that I've put on these videos, but no, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of my dumbassery. I don't know why. I don't know why. You're still watching. Why? Okay, I'm in denial about how good I am as a YouTuber. For sure, that is clear. So anyway, I already did the outro, so I'll just see myself out. Yeah. Take it easy. Or, you know, take it hard. It's not funny anymore. Okay. Shout out to my patrons, Billy Bravebird, Running Froggy, The North Star, Cleric, Doug J. Dempsey, DJ Mimsy, Clapton Caveman, King Edward, NZ Tech Freak, Silver N Fortuna, Austin Gustovic, Darkstone, Moach, Mr. Cookout, Brandon, Kodiak Jenkins, Vintage Kish, Brant Dixon, Mitsukata, Kit Gulek, Edward O'Neill, and Senor Stacks.